Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's layout, we are doing a spread in my big memory planner from the Happy Planner. I like the vertical, so we're going back to the vertical. Let me know down below. I did like a few videos ago a horizontal layout. If you like to see some of those as well, I can certainly change it up. So for this layout, I printed all of my photos in black and white, simply because some of the colors were very bright and harsh, and it would be hard to match, you know, all of the papers. You know how I like to have it cohesive, especially when you have, like, this is a picture of Valentina under the Target cart. So that picture right there was, you know, mostly red. So for those reasons, I was just like, you know what, let me just make these photos black and white, and that way I can pick any paper and any sticker book and work with it. So I kind of have the gist of my layout that I want to do, and I've picked out this great pattern paper that I haven't used yet, but obviously I bought it because of the awesome florals. It is a Dear Lizzie Here and Now. It's called Sunshine Feeling, and the back has a complimentary pink with like an orangey sunburst and a repeating pattern, so I could alternate and use the back side as well. And then since I found this, I took out fun florals, but I might need to use something else, and I'm definitely thinking of using the flowers. This one, I'm finishing these two sheets of flowers that are here, which I probably should just take out because I literally probably want to finish these two. And if I have anything else that matches, no, I think those are the rest. I might have a few because I know this version was in one of the memory planning sticker books. So if I need more flowers than this, I shall take them. And then I will thumb through some of my other sticker books in order to find maybe like a quote or something to put on. But let's first do this process, and I will speed you through this process first.
So of course your first decision is always how much of this beautiful pattern paper do you want to show on your layouts. And so for me at this point, I was like, you know what, I love all this, and let me just kind of do a bold like strip across the top. So that's what I did, and I measured them the same size so that they would match and one not be smaller than the other to the eye. But then this grid paper along the side is always a little tricky area, so I decided to also cover it up, but I went back and cut this piece into two pieces, which worked out perfectly, and covered it up just like that. I mean, you know, only if you really looked did you see if the patterns didn't continue, but I am okay with that because I'm going to put a sticker over that. Watch and see. There you go. Grace is subverted. So these long stickers for these sidebars are perfect. It adds more journaling space and also uses the pattern paper. So then as I placed my photos, them being black and white, I felt like they blended. I know it's hard to say, blended into the pattern paper. So I decided to give it a thin red matte with just regular cardstock. This is from Printworks. It's available on Amazon. They're my favorite, and I pretty much have every pack of color. And so this just classic cherry red worked perfectly for it, and that way they pop a little bit more off the page, and I just love the way that looks. So for the rest of it, I do go into those florals that I pulled, and I do use up every single one of those. So I decided to do a cluster kind of in the middle over here. And now that I look at it, the middle is fine, but I almost prefer if I had done it in the bottom right corner, because I do another cluster now in this upper left. And so, you know, me and my, like, you know, symmetry and having them coordinate would have been a little happier. But I am proud of how that cluster looks because it's gorgeous, and all the colors are the red and the orange and like the kind of marigold color and the pink. And then with the last few little sprigs, I wanted to add them just in the bottom of the center of both pages. That way they too are joined, and that finishes those two pieces of stickers I had left on those sheets. So fun, hurrah for that. Even though, let's be honest, now that I've finished up quite a few sheets of stickers in the fun, I think they're called fun florals, I kind of want a second book, because obviously the ones you used at first are the ones you loved, and the ones that are left behind are still like the cherry blossoms, which I just find hard to use. But I might have to make it a point to use them at least heavily on maybe one layout, because there's like 3 pages of cherry blossoms in that book. But I do love it. It's one of my favorites. I think it's the first flower book that they came out with, and they've come out with other collections since, but it's definitely one of my favorites.
Okay, I think this is where I'll leave it. I love the way this red, pink, and orange layout came together. I definitely kept it simple with kind of anchoring the photos on the scrapbook paper, and then doing a cluster on this side and then a cluster on this side where I can add that balance, and then just some of the little whimsical pieces on the bottom to kind of tie them together. Finishing those like 3-ish, I got little whimsies there, sticker pages is great. Clears out from my stash, and now I can get journaling. I think I'll actually use colored ink and keep it orange and do all of my stories around it. Thank you so much for joining me this week. Till next time.